you guys know it doesn't take a whole lot to hit a piece of steel at 500 yards with one of our LR1000 rifle systems, but this is our new LRM 500 muzzleloader. It's designed to shoot and feel just like one of our rifle systems. That was a good shot. Some of the features on our new Gunwerks muzzleloader is one, our Gunwerks custom action. It's a real simple 209 ignition system, which makes it a lot easier to load. We've got a faster twist barrel on this muzzleloader. What we're doing is stabilizing some higher ballistic coefficient bullets, which is ultimately going to give us some downrange velocity that we want and a lot less wind deflection with those higher BC bullets. We can run black powder or we can run smokeless powder. We also set it up with our G7 scope. Once the muzzleloader is complete, we shoot all the drop data we need to build these turrets to match. This turret takes us out to right at 5 1/4. With the muzzleloader, that's quite a shot, but you can see we can make that shot in a nice stiff wind. Another feature about this is we go ahead and we put our LR1000, our long range hunting stock, on this rifle. It's designed to balance and feel and shoot just like our rifle series. This particular muzzleloader holds just under a minute of angle of accuracy. So at 100 yards, I'm shooting 3 shots. They're under an inch. At 500 yards, it was dead center at the turn of the dial. In a nutshell, that's our LRM 500 muzzleloader system. Well, last fall, a couple friends of ours from New Mexico called up. They knew we were working on this muzzleloader project. They said, hey, we're taking a week off. We're going to go do a little hunting. You guys are welcome to bring your muzzleloader down and hunt some mule deer while we're hunting coos deer. GT Nunn and his bunch, every year after they get done guiding their clients, they take a week for themselves and they go hunt some muzzleloader coos deer. It was an over-the-counter tag, public land, and just really low success percentage on the harvest. So it sounded like a typical hunt that Aaron and I would do. So we had a couple prototypes done at the time. So we made sure they were shooting good, and we took off for New Mexico. When we got down there, Billy had already tagged out on a coos deer, and so he decided he would tag along with me and help me spot for some mule deer. We were looking forward to trying the new muzzleloaders out. Hadn't had a chance to use them on any game yet, and wanted to see how that bullet was going to perform and just see if we couldn't get it done. It was a great hunt. You got to stick around and check it out. One more at 500, you guys. That'll work.
The Gunwerks rifle system is comprised of several main functional groups: the barreled action assembly, the bottom metal group, the trigger group, and the rifle stock assembly. The final assembly process starts by securing the barreled action in a vise. Then, the trigger group is installed by inserting the trigger into the action recess and securing with 2 trigger pins. The sear engagement, over travel, are adjusted to meet specification, and weight of pull is adjusted to 2.5 pounds. The rifle stock is placed on the barreled action and the bottom metal group is installed. The assembly technician is careful to make sure the floor plate does not bind to the magazine box as the action screws are tightened. The action screws are snugged in place, then the recoil lug is seated with a light tap to the butt of the rifle stock. The floor plate is checked for function, then the rifle is reversed in the vise, and the bolt and barrel are checked for stock clearance. This rifle is ready for scope mounting and testing.
Well, this is the first time I've hunted in New Mexico for mule deer. A good friend GT Nunn invited us to come down. They've been hitting it hard for a couple months, doing some elk hunts and stuff. They finally got a week off, so all the guys are together, and they invited us down. So it's just 8 or 9 of us down here hunting deer. Most everybody has coos deer tags. We've got a couple mule deer tags.
We're here in southwestern New Mexico, hunting one of my favorite units to hunt, Big Canyon country. It holds both mule deer and coos deer. So, you know, you never know what you're going to turn around the next bush.
Hey, we just sort of sitting here glassing these hillsides. Everybody's coming up empty. And deer pops right up here about 10 yards away, just about runs us over. We've got a little buck on the hillside here. We're going to step over and see if we can get a shot at him. I think the guy could probably just work his way along this face here, piggyback each one of those ridges. You'd see him.
Bump him sooner or later. Or straight down. I was hoping to catch them coming up the other side there when we could get a shot across the canyon.
Will they bail off and hang tight in like those trees?
Sometimes, yeah. So I think we'll just wait here, give them a minute, see if they move out on us.
We were set up this morning, glassing these canyons, working really hard, but we didn't have a lot of success finding deer. Had one doe and a buck just about run over us while we're sitting there on top of the hill. So we come down the hillside here to see if we glass back in here and find them, but I think they're thoroughly spooked. We're gonna try to get back up on top of the hill. The wind's gonna switch here pretty quick. We get out of this canyon, maybe we can get back on these deer tomorrow or this afternoon. What do you think this afternoon?
Well, you know, I don't think we boogered this buck too bad. I think if we eased out of there, if we get back in here this afternoon, make sure the wind's right, you know, get in position, we should be able to find him.
We want to hunt him from this side or other side?
I think we'll hunt him from this side because the sun will be at our back. More than likely what most of these deer do is they'll cross this canyon and bed on that north slope, so we should be able to get him getting up in the afternoon. We didn't booger him, I'm sure, and coos deer, they're real territorial, so he should be right in this area.
Okay, cool. Man, that was a rough road. We're up here on the other side of the canyon. We're going to peek over here and see if we can get a better shot at that buck.
Well,
it's about 5:45, so we got an hour and a half. I think we got plenty of time to get up on there. Man, that wind's tough. Well, new area tomorrow morning. See if we got some bigger stuff moving around.
For sure. As you can see, there's endless amounts of country to glass. So
plenty of glassing to do.
Yeah.
Parallax errors can cause problems in your point of impact at long range. Also, it can make your apparent group size a lot larger than it should be. Parallax is essentially apparent movement between your reticle and your target image. Basically, if your eye is off the center line, it causes the reticle to appear to move left or right, up or down, and then you're going to hold and compensate with your rifle, and that's going to cause your point of impact and your group size to be larger. It's easy to see on bench equipment. If we set up on this nice Caldwell rest, I got some heavy shot in my bags, it's super steady. I'm going to get lined up on a target. Crosshairs are right dead center line on the bullseye. Now, to see parallax error, without moving your gun, you want to move your head up and down or side to side, just slightly. And that reticle is going to appear to just float all over the target. Even though I haven't moved my rifle, it looks like we're moving it. Without parallax error, that reticle should hold just perfectly steady. So I'm going to adjust my parallax knob, or your focus, whichever you want to call it, until when I move my head up and down and left to right, there is no apparent movement. And what that essentially is doing is it's taking your target image and your reticle image and bringing them in to the same plane of focus, so that when you move your eye back and forth, there's no shift or movement. It's a simple technique to practice, and the next time you're at the range, just take a few minutes, understand parallax error, see it affect your point of impact, learn to adjust it. You're going to shoot better groups. We have more tips online at longrangepursuit.com. I'm Aaron Davidson, and thanks for watching.
Hey Billy. Hey Billy, we better go shoot that buck. You want to look at it?
No. If you say you want to shoot him, let's go shoot him. Yeah, we got 7 other deer over here at about 1.5 miles, 2 miles away. Can't really get a good look at them right now. We're trying to put a scope on them and see what's in them. You know, hopefully there's a good buck. You know, we've got some bucks over here, but maybe we can find one a little better than what was over there. So we'll see what happens. That buck over there, he's probably 22 inches wide. You know, for this unit, I mean, he's not a bad buck. He's dang sure kind of what we're looking for. You know, I think he's in a good place so we can go kill him, you know. I think we should ease on over there and see what happens.
Yeah.
And try to get him.
Let's go get on him and we'll make a decision then, but I mean, he looks good enough for me, so.
Yeah.
Coming down the hill to go over and get that buck. And we got 2 hunters right in front of us, some local guys. And we haven't seen any other deer on this face except for those deer, so we think they're going after them. So we're just we'll let them do it. We'll back out. We got this other bunch of deer that we spotted. And hopefully these guys whack him. But we're gonna go over and check these other deer out. And hopefully, yeah, I mean, everybody will have a good hunt that way. So.
This is New Mexico public land, you know, and we're doing the same thing they're doing. You know, they've been just right on the other side of the ridge from us, and you know, can't blame the guys. You know, it's a nice little buck over there, and you know, if they beat us to the punch, they beat us to the punch. But you know, we got plenty of time. We still got a lot of country. We haven't touched a whole lot of this yet. You know, so we'll turn around and see if we can go find another one. You know, and wish these guys luck.
Even though we can shoot a little farther, we'll let them have it. I got 3. They're kind of over this knob, back by that far patch of timber back there, across that big flat.
Uh-huh.
I think 3 deer. 3 cows. Well, that was easy.
Well, Mike, I think if we kind of split up here, and if you'll get up on this point right up here, I'll come right over here and I'll glass off this way. And you guys just can kind of hit that country over here. I think we can probably turn something right here down off in these bottoms right here. So
if you see me jumping up and down, then come running.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a deer right there. One thing I like to do when I come up on something high, elevated, is just stick really close to the timber. You know, stay in the shadows. You know, we peeked up on this knob, and I've got 2 deer right down here. If we would have been out skylined, you know, it's real easy for them to see. But if you stay back against the timber, gives you a lot more wiggle room. But got a couple deer down here already. He sees the deer that we're looking at. Saw a couple does.
Right off this point right here. Yeah, there's a buck. He's probably 20, 3x3. I mean, he's not real tall, but I mean, he's probably about yay tall.
I'll grab my gun.
Yeah, grab your gun. Let's go get him.
Gosh, those freaking things are tight. Okay.
A rifle cartridge case is made from ordnance brass. The case head has several unique components. The head stamp indicates the cartridge type and make. The primer pocket allows the primer to be press-fit, and the flash hole allows the primer flame to transfer to the powder charge. The extractor groove is machined to allow positive extraction from the chamber. On a belted Magnum case, headspace or chamber fit is controlled by the belt. For a standard case without a belt, headspace is set on the shoulder. The shoulder diameter is smaller than the base. The resulting taper on the body enhances feeding and extraction. The powder and bullet charge through the case mouth. The case neck is sized slightly under bullet diameter to hold and support the bullet when it is seated to the proper depth.
He's getting up, Mike. Get ready. He's at 342. Raised it off the top of his back. Or unless that was going through. Let me keep an eye on it. 335.
Okay, where's he at, Billy? How far is he?
327. Got him. Good job, buddy.
You dropped him?
Yeah, he's
Hold
down.
Oh yeah. Woo! Sweet. Huh? 327. Gunwerks muzzleloader. First animal I've shot with it.
First New Mexico mule deer, I'm
First
sure.
New Mexico mule deer. Public land. Basically an over-the-counter tag. Hey, G7 scope. I'll tell you what. When you have 20-mile-an-hour winds and you're hunting with a muzzleloader, you've got some serious wind drift. For at that shot, with the 10-mile-an-hour wind, it's telling me I need to hold 3 minutes. You know, if we would have ended up taking that shot when it was 20, we're talking 6 minutes of wind. I mean, we're talking 25, 28 inches. So, yeah. Little four, just like we thought. Little brown time. Sweet. Just what we wanted, man. Look at that. Right through the shoulder. Look at that hole. Perfect. New bullets, new muzzleloader. First game. Hey, great hunt, Billy. Appreciate it.
Anytime, man.
You know, we've been here, we've been working pretty hard for a few days, and just haven't seen very many deer. Some coos deer and a few mule deer. This morning, you know, as soon as we left Aaron and GT, we started seeing deer, and lots of them. And Billy just knew where they were hiding. Put us right on this buck, and perfect opportunity. Had him right at 3.5, and he got up and he moved. He followed the does and stopped right at 327. And you know, stiff wind held right at 4 minutes of wind. So at 350, I mean, you're talking 15, 16 inches of wind drift with that wind, and just laid him over. So it doesn't get any better than that. New Gunwerks muzzleloader, new G7 scope. Perfect combination for taking these kind of long shots on these deer. You know, prototyping these muzzleloaders this last year was a lot of fun. We went through a lot of different barrel configurations, a lot of different sabots, a lot of different bullets, and a lot of different powder before we really settled on what works best. We wrapped that all up into a custom Gunwerks package, and we've got a few out in the field already. We're getting good feedback from the guys. We're holding minute of angle accuracy, and everybody's looking forward to hunting with them this fall. Hunting in New Mexico with that bunch of guys was a lot of fun. Billy was great to hang around, and even though Aaron didn't get a chance at a mule deer, I just had to show him up again and bring one home for the team. I'm Mike Davidson. Join us again next week here on the Long Range Pursuit.